Hello everyone. So in our last video, we discussed briefly about the history of web application development, means HTML. So we discussed brief history about HTML, and then now we are using HTML5. So we discussed about what is XHTML and XML. Okay, brief thing about that one. So I hope you all watched that video. Okay, so if you not yet watch that video first and then come to this second video. Okay, so now in this video we are going to discussed about, so what exactly HTML coding. Okay, how to write HTML code. Okay, this one is not code, scripts we mainly call it script, but as usually we call this one as code. Okay, so how to write this HTML, okay, that we discussed in this today's video session. Okay, so first we discussed about the HTML syntax. So HTML syntax. So in that HTML syntax, so according to your syllabus, what I am teaching now or in your videos, so these are all based on your syllabus, entirely based on your syllabus. So first we have to discuss about elements and attributes. So if you want to study or if you want to know about HTML coding, so you have to know about these two things mainly, elements and attributes. So elements and attributes are very important thing for your HTML. Okay, so elements are nothing but this one is the main thing, this one is the main thing, or this one we can call it as a keyword to represent the data in your user interface. So based on these elements only, so the data are displayed in your browser screen. So each elements are having its predefined meaning. Each elements having predefined meanings. Sir, then what is that elements, sir? Which are those elements, sir? So that elements are nothing but in you already did your projects, DBMS project. In that DBMS project, I hope you all see your codes. So in that mainly you have head, body, H1, H2, P. Okay, within that script, what you observed, those things we called as elements. So that elements is nothing but an interchangeable. So that one is interchangeable. Interchangeable means that provides an information, about that how data will going to display in your browser screen. Okay, so how to represent that, next question is how to represent that elements, sir. That elements you have to specify, or you have to put it inside a opening and closing angular braces. So if you place an element inside opening and closing angular braces, so then we call that one as tag. We term that name as a tag. Okay, so I will show you how to write a tag. So for example, so wait now. Okay, so listen here. So next I will show you how to install this Notepad++, why I opened Notepad++, why I am using Notepad++. I will tell you in this video later after some time. Okay, so now for representing tag. So if you want to represent any tag, so that tag contains opening angular braces in and closing angular braces. Okay, this one we called as tag, but this one is empty tag. Why? Because we are not placed any element inside this tag. You have to place element. So that element, now I place HTML. So this HTML is a element name. Okay, this type we have so many predefined elements in our HTML that we discussed one by one in later sessions, in next video sessions. So I hope you all understand. So that element is nothing but an predefined term that used to represent the data in a browser screen. Okay, make a note of it. Okay, that used to represent the data in a browser screen. That element we represented in the form of tag. Tag is nothing but that element we placed inside a opening and closing angular braces. So in your HTML, in your entire HTML coding, we are using these type of tags only. This type of tags only. Okay. So next, we have to know about which are the different types of tags are there. So which are the different types of tags? So in tags, we have two types mainly: single tag and pair tag. Single tag and pair tag. So some of the elements we represented using single tag. Okay. So in single tag, okay, in single tag we have only one tag. So this entire thing we called as one tag. So in single tag we have only one tag in a sense. So just we are using, so this line breaker tag we called as single tag. So this one we represented like this. Okay, so here itself we open the tag and close the tag. Okay, we are not creating another one tag for closing this tag. So in HTML, if you open any tag, that tag you need to close. The tag you need to close. This one we call as open tag. Actually, HTML is a pair tag. HTML element is a pair tag, but this BR is a line breaker that we discuss next. Okay, this line breaker is an unpair tag. Okay, this one is we called a single tag or unpair tag. Unpair tag means single tag. Okay, so now if you open this unpair tag, pair tag, HTML is a pair tag. If you open this pair tag, you need to close this one. How to close this one? So for closing, again you open angular braces and then you type HTML. So before that you have to put forward slash. So then we call this one as closing tag. So this one is opening tag. That for that opening tag, within angular opening and closing angular braces, you have to just mention the element name. Here HTML is the element name, and then for closing tag only for unpaired tag, this one is for unpaired tag. In unpaired tag, for unpaired tags only opening and closing tags will come. Okay, so that we see next which are all the open pair tags and unpaired tags, that we see one by one in next concepts. Okay, so in opening tag, okay, just we place an element inside a opening and closing angular braces, but in closing tag you have to mention, you have to put that forward slash before an element tag. This one we called as closing tag. Okay, so in HTML5, before HTML5, which are all the versions are there? In that version, if you open the HTML tag, if you not close that HTML tag, your code will not get executed. Your code will not executed, you get an error. But now in HTML, so they remove all these restrictions. If you not close this HTML tag also, then your code will get executed. That thing I explained in your last video. HTML5 remove the restrictions of all previous restrictions what they are made in before HTML5 will come. That restrictions are removed. Okay, this one is pair tag. In unpair tag, we unpair means single tag. So in single tag, what we are going to do in the sense, you need to close. If you not close, then it will not work, but in HTML5 it will work. Okay, so now in unpaired tag, but we have to know the basics, right? So basics, and then now your operation. First you have to mention the element name. So this BR we call as line breaker tag. So for jumping from one line to another line, just like slash and what you are used in your programming languages. So here also we use BR. So that you mentioned that element name, this BR is also an element. Element is a predefined one. Okay. So for this BR, after this BR for unpaired tag, you have to mention the forward slash. Why? Because this one is unpaired, only single tag. That's why after executing this element, we need to close here itself. That's why we mention that forward slash here only. Okay. I hope you all understand what is that pair tag, unpaired tag, what is an element, how to represent a tag. So if you know this one, then it will be very easy to explain you the concepts. Next concepts what we have.